The Red Zone. Please subscribe to our channel. Brought to you by IP Vanish. In association with Cody Add-ons.
All right, let's get to our first tier of tight ends here. We've got Gronkowski, Kelsey, and Ertz. Probably no surprise. Now let's just talk about Gronkowski. When are we going to take Gronk? Well, there's two situations where I'm going to take Gronk. Firstly, I'll take him if he falls to me late in the third round. The second time I'll take Gronk is if I've got a plan in place where, say, I get the fifth pick in the first round. I'm going to go with a wide receiver there, Antonio Brown. Then coming back in the second round, I'm going to get my tight end, Gronkowski. And then on the way back, in the third round, I'm going to get my quarterback, probably Aaron Rodgers. So some of you are thinking, oh, that's a terrible strategy. You have no running backs. Well, the plan after I get these guys is to load up on running backs and, hopefully those hit within a couple of weeks. If you look at it, I'm going to have the number one receiver, I'm going to have the number one tight end, I'm going to have the number one quarterback, which seems pretty good. These two guys, Kelsey and Ertz, I'm a little wary about Kelsey just because he is a new quarterback. Ertz never seems to get the touchdowns, but seems to put up a lot of yards. So, both those guys were probably like third-round picks for me. And I don't know if I'm going to touch them. Maybe if they fall after that, probably for sure. Reed, anything to add?
I think you have said it all, Hunter.
All right, let's take a look at our next tier here, Tier 2. Probably some of you are going to be surprised that I got Kyle Rudolph at the top of this list. Well, let's see. He's an amazing receiver. He's got a fantastic offense. There's going to be lots of throwing. He's just steady, reliable. I see no issues with Kyle Rudolph. Ingram, the Giants have a tough pass schedule all year. He's arguably their third receiver and maybe fourth. So I don't know. I'm a little wary there. Greg Olsen, I think I'm a little higher on even than Evan Ingram. He's got, again, he's like their number 2 receiver in the offense, and barring injury, he should put up some big numbers. The same thing with Jimmy Graham. Barring injury, he should be big, but he's already hurt, so I'm already questioning things there. But if he stays healthy, Jimmy Graham's is probably, it'll be the best quarterback thrown to Jimmy Graham in a number of years since Drew Brees, so he should put up some big numbers too. Delaney Walker could arguably be the number 1 receiver in Tennessee, so he's worth drafting. And there's lots of hype over Trey Burton. I know he filled in well for Ertz, but he's unproven. He's in Chicago now. Trubisky, I don't know what Chicago's doing at this point. Last year, one game he threw 7 passes. That's not going to get it done for me. So I'm probably not drafting Trey Burton this year. Reed, anything to add?
I have nothing else to add.
Let's check out our third tier here. Alright, so there's definitely more risk to these guys. Eifert hasn't played, he barely played last year. Jack Doyle I'm liking here. I think I'm probably liking him more than Eifert. And I like Charles Clay as well. These two guys are my favorite guys in this third tier, simply because Doyle Indy has a history of throwing passes to the tight end, so Doyle's going to be big. Charles Clay is the number 2, maybe number 1 receiver in Buffalo. So I like both those options. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, there's a lot of receivers in Jacksonville, so I'm a little wary here. And forget Jordan Reed, I'm not touching him. He's always hurt. He's probably already hurt. I can't trust him. I need somebody that is going to play. Reed, anything to add?
I can't believe I am about to say this. I agree with you on all that.
Lastly, let's check out Tier 4 here. These are mostly dart throw guys. Gesicki we've heard lots about him already in training camp. I put him at the top of the list. I don't know. Again, I'm not sold. He's a rookie tight ends. Never seemed to do much. I think I'd probably be a little more safer going with Ricky Jones-Seals. I know he's got some issues with the law, but he's maybe their number 2 receiver in Arizona. He hasn't really worked with their new quarterback there, Bradford, so there's definitely some rapport that needs to get developed, but he could be a good option here. Njoku, again, there's a lot of risk here. I don't know what he's going to do. Cleveland seems to be all over the map. I don't know who's playing running back, quarterback, receiver. Njoku's been dropping balls in practice. Kittle's an interesting guy. He's probably the next guy to take on this list, only because he's the one big 6'5" receiver. They've got a lot of small receivers in San Francisco. Garoppolo has a history of going to his tight ends in his little time playing, but New England loves their tight ends, and that's where he trains, so he's going to go to them. So I like Kittle. I've got Brate and Howard on this list. They're just going to split, so I don't really know what to do with that. I do like Gates. He's going to come back at some point and be ready to play. And Vance McDonald, again, there's another team, Pittsburgh, that likes to go to the tight ends. Hayden Hurst, question marks there. Baltimore throws the ball a ton, but I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. He may not even be their starter. Benjamin Watson I like. Just again, there's a big history of Drew Brees throwing to the tight end, and Watson had a good experience there in the past, so he could be worth. And Jared Cook, I don't know what to do with him. There's a lot of talent there in Oakland, although word out on the street is Martavis Bryant isn't learning the playbook, so Cook could be up to their third receiver, and could be an interesting dart throw there. Reed, any final words?
I like girls.
All right, so there is our tight end preview. Hopefully, we've given you something to think about. Again, this preview is coming out before any of the preseason games have even gone, so injuries are going to change things. Really, if I'm talking about tight ends, I'm either getting a tight end at the top like Gronk, or I'm just going to stream tight ends, meaning just I'm picking one up every week. There's always teams out there like Detroit and Cleveland that are terrible at defending the tight end, and every week you can count on those teams getting killed by some no-name tight end. So, I mean, sometimes it's just easier to spend your draft capital other places and then sort of come back and get those garbage tight ends and be successful like it. So, yeah, you're looking for tight ends in the future. Make sure you watch our weekly videos because there will be guys to pick up, streamers, and we'll cover tight ends for sure. So check out our other videos. They will be posted below this in the description when they occur. So look for those. RedZone out.